Hello everyone, welcome back to the Craft of the Draft channel. In this video we are going to be looking at the best defenders in the Coates Talent League ahead of the AFLW Draft, giving a bit of analysis on why they are in this category as some of the best, what makes them unique and what makes them have the type of attributes that would stand up at the next level at AFLW if they are to get drafted. So these are the players we are going to look through: Sienna Tellerady, Grace Bubba, Mackenzie Williams, Lulu Field, Jamaica Douglas, Holly Egan, and Daisy Flockhart. So, Jonty, let's start at the top with Sienna Tellerady, who's probably projected within that. Definitely could end up in the top 10, but probably within the 5 to 15 range, depending on where a club sees her at. Superb for a big-time player. We know that rebounding, that intercepting has been elite. That kicking outside of defensive 50 is some of the best in the competition. And I think for a pure halfback, she does it terrifically. Is she in that range for you? I guess what stands out for you as that type of player? But also, what are the deficiencies as well that could, she's got to improve at the next level?
She peels off her direct opponent so well, and that's something that stands out. Obviously, you talk about a big-time player. The 2 Coates League Grand Final best on grounds really underline that. But, she's so clean overhead. When she gets half a sniff of taking a mark, she's going to take that intercept mark, and that's been so important for Oakley across the last couple of years. And she's sort of a plug-and-play sort of player. You know what you're going to get as a defender. I guess the area that had her a little bit lower in my power rankings compared to what the consensus probably is just a little bit of questions around her fitness. So, and also at ground level, if her impact is going to be felt as much as in the air. But certainly, if it's that high ball coming in, you certainly don't want to do that against Sienna Tellerady, because in all likelihood, if she's not marking it, and she probably is marking it, then she's certainly going to be at least making a contest and not letting her direct opponent take the mark. But we both had her as our top defender in the Victorian part of the draft, so among the Victorians in the 2024 AFLW draft crop. She is a real standout. I guess we'll move to Grace Bubba now. We're a little bit split on her in our power rankings, and go and watch that video on our YouTube channel if you haven't already. You had her just outside your top 10 among the Victorian players in the AFLW draft rankings, and I had her outside the top 20. I think there's still some areas in terms of defensive efforts and fundamentals that she has to improve, but no doubt she's got that raw athleticism.
Well, it is that athleticism, and we did argue, back and forth about what do the positives outweigh the negatives with her, and I think they certainly do. That jump, the aerial ability. She does have second efforts in her. I think they just decreased during the year, given her productivity wasn't as good as it was. I think it just got to her a little bit. So she does have it in her. I think that general speed that she produces as well will be, it'll be the trademark of what the AFLW is working towards in the next couple of years, and I think she'll suit the game really well. Mackenzie Williams is another AFLW Academy product in this draft class from the Tassie girl. So not too many of them in the conversation in the draft, but she's definitely their best prospect by far. And probably similar to Sienna Tellerady, we've talked about kind of fitness and that general endurance. Can she up that at the next level? But she has a great footy brain in terms of her ability to rebound. She sees the ground extremely well. So just from a tactical point of view, you've got a player that understands where the ball needs to go, how to find that next kick and execute it really well. So I think she'll be one that does enter the top 30 at some stage for the raw footy IQ she possesses.
Yeah, and a little bit similar to Tellerady, we were split on her, probably based on whether the positives outweigh the negatives. But like you said, she reads it so well and has that ability to understand how to intercept. Jamaica Douglas is one I'm really high on. I think some clubs see her as a halfback and some clubs see her as a midfielder eventually down the line. I tend to prefer her off halfback. You've watched her and enjoyed her story Nathan, obviously moving down from Mildura, Richmond NGA prospect. She's quite strong and distributes quite well as well, and she's hard to beat one-on-one. So I think she has all the assets you would want and has been an important part of that Bendigo lineup for a couple of years, one that's at times struggled.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that commitment, that general strength in her game, she understands how to work her body well, I think, in one-on-one contests as well, which really holds her in good stead in most contests that she's in. So excited to see her development. I think she's still, again, one that comes from a bit back compared to others, given just general being from the country region. Given she only moved into Bendigo this year, she's been from Mildura, so she's had a lot of remote training sessions, growing up at the start of her Pioneers campaign. We'll move now to Lulu Field, the Western Jets product, who I guess similar to Jamaica Douglas has been in a team that struggled a lot during the year, but really stood up, I thought, during the Metro campaign with her intercepting, her ability to impact contests. The height she has will stand up really well at the next level. A really clean distributor as well. So excited to see where she takes her footy. Still very raw, I feel like, in the way she moves. And I think once she establishes, I guess, her solidness as a player at the next level, I think she'll be really hard to combat and take down, especially in all those contests defensively.
Yeah, you've summed her up well. I think she's got all the attributes to make it. She just missed out on my top 30 power ranking. She was definitely the next one in, and yeah, she's got the assets that you want. And I think she's probably the last one on this list that I'd say I'm confident that half-back intercepting position is her best position. Holly Egan and Daisy Flockhart, for me, are players that can play across other thirds of the ground, and I don't think either of their best positions in the long term is off half-back. So I'll start with Holly Egan. She's one from the Murray Bush Rangers who spent some time in the midfield, and she's got that silkiness, that ability to step around players, and she was in a team that struggled, but she clearly had that air of class about her and that confidence. She's really good overhead as well, and she's not afraid to take the game on, but I could see her potentially down the line playing in the midfield, but even up forward, which we didn't see a whole lot of, or we didn't see anything of, I don't think, during her time in the talent pathway system. But I think those clean hands and that ability to get separation and take the game on could be really dangerous in the forward half. And I think that versatility really lends itself well to her getting picked up at some stage in what's going to be a competitive field on AFLW Draft night on December 16.
And I'll move to Daisy Flockhart. I guess the difference... Daisy Flockhart could actually be considered in each third of the ground.
Yeah.
She's played there. She actually... I don't know what your thought is. I think she's arguably better as a half forward. I think the goal sense she does have, she's able to hit the scoreboard in spurts, although I think her general footy smarts and ability to read the player better suited off half back. So that's probably why we have her in this discussion here. But she's quite productive. Like, I think given the position she's in, she has to kind of fill gaps for her team in the way she plays, and I think she does that really well. She'll end up with at least 18 plus touches each game with her productivity. A really hard worker. I think her endurance is terrific. So be interesting to see where AFLW clubs are at the next level. But I think for this exercise, probably best at half back to start. But I think she's got the flexibility and versatility to be moved around each third of the ground.
Yeah, when you've got athleticism, power and size, that certainly is a good starting point. I'd also give a shout out to Zali Gallagher as well. I really like her as a line-breaking halfback, got a lot of pace about her, and she's probably one that has some fundamental flaws that she'll look to clean up, and just got injured at the wrong time of the year. But from an athleticism point of view, there's a lot to build on.
Well, that about sums up this video. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to check out all our other player position breakdowns on this channel, whether they're out already or there's still some to come out before the AFLW draft on the 16th of December. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in another video.